Buddy, I'm sorry we offended you right off the bat, but you're just in time for today's guest. Everybody, put your hands together for today's guest, John Muirhead. Oh shit, wrong side. There it is. Hey, there it is. Hey. John Muirhead, what's up, buddy? Oh, lots of reverb. Hey, how's it going, man? Oh, we can't hear you anymore. What happened? Oh no. You're offended by the stash? Me too, trust me. Oh my gosh. Thank you for those.
How's that?
That is much better. Yes, we can hear you now.
Awesome.
Yes, John, thank you so much for being on the show. I gotta fix something real quick though. Hold on.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here, and that intro was just perfect.
I don't know what's going on, man. Okay. Is this right now? Okay. No, it's not. Okay. There. Okay. Fine. Whatever.
You canceled already?
It already happened. We haven't even gotten started yet. Well,
Let's move on.
yeah, let's move on. Thank you, Mythic Politics, for dropping a canceled in the chat, which I am now. John, thank you so much again for coming on, and that whole intro was a mess. But I actually, I want to talk about the new album Traveler, which is out now, guys. Go and listen to it. It's a beautiful album. It makes you want to take a road trip to wherever. And exclamation point JM will get you some links directly to John's website where you can find his album, his social medias. Go follow up John. Go make a new friend today. John, have you had any? Have you ever had any problems with a booker trying to book a show, a simple show, and you just ran into problems?
Totally. Yeah. Just fortunately not a whole lot of nightmare problems, but stuff that's just fallen through, or like, someone's really excited to book you somewhere, and then just the follow-up is like months and months, and then yeah. So just a lot of little issues here and there, but thankfully I don't have any kind of crazy nightmare booking stories right off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. I mean, like, I know that like in the time that I've traveled around and toured is like there's too many to count. It's always like here's what it seems to be for me and my reggae band. It always seemed to be an issue with the PA. There's always like an issue, like a miscommunication, like, oh, we have a PA, but we don't have mics.
Right. Yeah.
Or it's like, we got mics, but we don't have a PA.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What happened? What happened?
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but once the date is confirmed, it feels like it's ready to go. And then it's those little details that come up like the day of the show.
Exactly.
Like, oh shit. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. It's like one of those, like, it's like what's interesting about being a musician is that a lot of it is problem solving, like critical thinking and problem solving, where you have to like figure out, it's like, all right, I got two mics, a PA head, and a bass amp. All right, let's go. We're doing a show tonight. We're going to make it work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you oh yes, and everyone, if you guys are interested, if you guys want to ask a question to our guest, if you don't know and you're new to the channel, please use our channel points. There's fresh bars. Just by being here, you have plenty of fresh bars. So go in there and ask John anything. John is a professional touring musician, which is a very interesting that you wrote an album called Traveler during a lockdown. It's like, did that ever occur to you? Or I'm sure you've heard someone's asked you that question before, but had that occurred to you? Was that something that was planned, especially Canada? You guys have some pretty restrictive things going on up there. So I'm just curious, what is that something that crossed your mind when naming this album?
It was really interesting to work on the album during lockdown because we actually started the album and did pre-production before COVID. So at the end of 2019, It's been quite a long process with this record. And most of that slowed down by the restrictions, by the lockdown, by the whole pandemic in general. So it was really interesting to keep coming back to these songs. I wrote a lot of them while I was traveling Canada, mostly solo, just going from coast to coast and playing shows just about anywhere that would have me, and mixture of some good opening slots here and there with some house concerts and some very empty shows from time to time. So I got a bit of everything, and it was a really inspiring time. So it was actually, it kind of kept me grounded and kept me sane to be able to work on something that was so much about adventure at a time where there was none of that in the world, really.
So you were saying the post production and stuff mostly took place over the pandemic. So mostly it was recorded and done by the time, or at least in the can by the time the pandemic hit.
For the most part, I'd say out of the 11 songs, there's like 6 of them that we did like drums and bass and a lot of guitars for before the pandemic, and then the rest were either just like one-off sessions, or I actually ended up doing some of the vocal tracking at home. I learned a lot about home recording and production during the pandemic
As
too,
we
so I was
all
able
did.
to.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was great to be able to kind of do kind of a patchwork putting it together, and there's a couple songs that made the cut after the fact too,
Oh, cool.
that were written during the pandemic. But yeah, so most of it was inspired by a bit of a simpler time before all this.
In a simpler time when you could just walk into a bar without showing your papers. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
How is that settled for you as an artist? I mean, I know a lot of artists who I talk to, have been a little bit apprehensive about even playing shows live or anything, but some artists are just very restricted by their country's COVID restrictions. How has that fallen on you with the restrictions that are put in place? How have you been able to sort of navigate?
Yeah, during the summer was a really interesting time for me. So as a solo artist, it was a little bit easier because I reached out to like my community on Instagram and TikTok and was like, "Hey, I'll play in your backyard." Like I had a battery powered PA. I had like just my little setup. So I actually played like something like 18 or 19 backyard concerts over the summer, and just in people's backyards for their friends and family. And some of them were like in a big event, some of them were just like a handful of people, and it was really really cool to be able to do that and kind of go around the restrictions, because at the time there wasn't live music in Canada, or at least in Toronto where I'm from. So it was nice to be able to play again, be working again, and also just bring music back a little bit. But now we're pretty much with the vaccine stuff, we're pretty much fully open. So I did a show here in Toronto. We had 200 people come. It was fully open, and it felt like back to normal, really, which was great.
Yeah, it does seem like things are getting back to something. I don't know what this variant or whatever is going on. Omnicron,
Yeah,
Omnicron.
I'm just fingers crossed, and
Yeah, I know, man. Well, that's the thing is like getting back into this. I don't think that these shutdowns are anywhere close to being over. And as we're seeing in different countries reacting to Omnicron is coming to town. Well, as we're seeing this new variant sort of peek through, has that sort of informed maybe your booking schedule and how you book?
Yeah, I've been since the beginning. I've been a little apprehensive because I got really down when March 2020 rolled around. I had a whole bunch of things on the books. I had another year full of traveling, full of some better slots at different folk festivals here in Canada and things like that. And things were looking up. And then there was like 2 weeks where my inbox was just full of cancellations, and that was super upsetting. So I've been a little apprehensive. I am booking forward for the year as if things are the way they are now, and cross that bridge when we come to it. So hopefully there's not going to be any kind of new lockdowns or restrictions, but we'll roll with the punches like we have been.
Yeah, so you're just moving forward as planned. Yeah, no, I totally feel that, man. It's like it's really strange to me that people are sort of living their life. I know we're sort of in it, and we have to live with the restrictions that are put on us. But like, there's so many people who are just completely forgoing any kind of social anything, and because of what's going on, like there's artists who canceled their tours at the beginning of the year, even, before even summer. They planned it, and as the summer came and as it was starting to develop, a lot of places, a lot of these two artists started to cancel. And it seems odd, right? Like, it seems odd to just cancel when you don't know what's gonna happen. And I know that's why, because especially when you think about these bigger acts who are going around with, semi trailers. And by the way, Reina, thank you for that 200 biddies. I saw that. Oh, I don't want to forget. But like these bigger acts that with semi trailers, they have crews and stuff. So I kind of understand that. But like, if you're a singer songwriter, I just don't see why you should hold up your entire life to accommodate something that may or may not happen. And again, I know musicians who are doing that. We're like, well, I'm not gonna do it because we don't know. Um, have you seen that in your community at all? In the Toronto community, have you seen a lot of artists sort of like, I'd rather just stay home, or have you seen a change in attitude towards touring and such?
For sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, first of all, I just wanted to say I totally agree that I think as an independent artist and artists who are at the level where things are a bit more casual, they don't have the semi trailer and the tour
Right.
bus and the 10 crew members. It's definitely, it almost puts us in a better situation because we can pivot a lot easier. And there's
Mm-hmm.
not so much of
Yeah.
that uncertainty with like a crew. If I had a crew, for example, I might be more hesitant to get them
Yeah.
to plan things out and
Right.
whatnot. But so totally agree with you there. In Toronto, there does seem to be, yeah, a pretty firm divide. Like artists are either, there's no real middle ground. It's like there's artists who are just, as soon as things are open and things opened up, they're ready to go and put the show, show must go on, and let's have a good time. Let's be safe about it, but like let's have a good time. And then there are some bands who I've noticed that are keeping it more low key, waiting it out and seeing. And yeah, I think if that's your route, then like totally respect it. I'm ready to kind of get back out on the road now, and
Mm.
as long as we'll do things safely and make sure people aren't getting sick at the show and whatnot. But
Uh,
yeah.
As someone who is a traveler and a self-proclaimed traveler,
Mhm.
do you was the lockdown hard for you? Was it something like, was it a very hard pill for to swallow, or was it a good break? I know they're talking to different musicians, it could go either way, but I'm just curious, how was it for you?
It was took a bit of getting used to. I
Mm,
think like I was pretty down when everything first went down because I had all these plans for the summer and the fall of 2020 that just all fell apart
right.
in a matter of weeks, and that was tough. But then I became a bit of a blessing in disguise. I started posting on TikTok and grew a good community over on TikTok. I started focusing more on like learning what doing things online, like what you're doing with Twitch and with podcasting, like seeing how much power is in that. Because I used to kind of have a bit more of a, I'd post on Instagram and things like that about my shows, but I was a very like, if it's not in person, it doesn't feel as authentic. And then I
Mm,
started to get a lot out of these live streams, but these videos, these communities that you can join online. And I think that was definitely something that I needed the time away from traveling and from playing shows to really appreciate. And now it's forever going to be a part of what I do, I think.
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, that is cool, man. Like, so you were a TikTok, you were a pandemic TikTok adopter. You like
Yeah.
because I got a bunch of people who were like, dude, you need to get on TikTok, and I wish I would have earlier in the pandemic, but yeah, like, yeah, your TikTok is doing pretty good too. So it's that's interesting. I've been telling people is like, especially the older crowds, it's like, hey, you should really think about, switching over to TikTok. Like, if you're a creator, if you're a musician or influencer of any kind, and you're not on TikTok, I honestly feel like you're doing yourself a disservice, because that's where all the young people are. That's where it's going down. And honestly, I love the app more than Instagram or Facebook. I mean, do you use the app a lot just on your own free time?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I'm an addict.
Yeah, me too. It sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks. Like, I will devote entire days just scrolling, but it's so good. Like, it's such a it tailor. What's your algorithm like right now, if you don't mind sharing?
it's like it's definitely pretty music music nerd heavy kind of things. It's like all other independent artists and like music producer TikTok and stuff. And then
Mhm.
there's just like the most random funny thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you got on yours?
Oh Jesus. It's like conspiracy theories, it's like
Oh,
news, it's like funny stuff. Like what's interesting is my Instagram algorithm for the reels is more towards music nerd stuff. So I just have like really good players who are just shredding and you know just different equipment, gear, stuff like that. But like when I go into TikTok, for whatever reason, well, I know what reason, but like it just seems to that's where I fell into it. It's just just because I think my TikTok right now is full of conspiracy theories, and I think that conspiracy theories is one of those things that's sort of taken off and taken lift in this last year and a half or so, which I'm not trying to get into a conspiracy theory thing, but like it's been a fertile ground for conspiracies. You know what I mean? Just this whole
totally.
pandemic and stuff. It's just been so for me. It's super interesting. Have you ever gotten into conspiracy theories or like just like I know that it's associated now with like being racist or something. I don't know, but like everything is these days. But I don't know. Was there ever a time in your life where you've been like, oh man, JFK, bro? I know that's American, which might not mean anything to you,
Oh,
but I don't know. Has there ever been a time in your life?
yeah. I mean, definitely TikTok. I've gone through a couple of TikTok wormholes of like people's conspiracy theories, and like I wouldn't consider myself like super into it, but there's been some YouTube rabbit holes I've definitely gone down
Mm.
to. Something fishy is going on with Princess Diana. So that's all I'll
Oh
say.
yeah, no, yeah, no. It does seem to be some weird stuff, huh? There, well, I mean, and that's not racist linked to being gullible. Ah, shut up, Cartagena. Not racist linked being okay. Look, I just read that really terribly, but whatever, Cartagena. I don't think I listen. I don't think that conspiracy theorists are gullible. I just think that they like to think in different terms. The problem is that when people get like really into them, and then they show up at pizza parlors with guns, like,
Right.
"Hey, where's the kids at? I'm here to save the kids."
Yeah.
And it's just like, "Whoa, bro, not going there."
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a guest on who his name is Nick Totoli. He's YouTube famous and like that's his whole thing is that he just loves to talk about conspiracy theories and the last time I talked about it on YouTube they flagged the whole thing. So I was like,
Oh, damn.
well, but that's the whole thing, right? Like conspiracy theories when you're doing this when you have platforms like YouTube taking down your videos because you're talking about conspiracy theories, I feel like that only sort of ingrains, like that really solidly solidifies that in the person's mind. It's like, well, they obviously don't want this to get out. I'm on the right path. So
Right.
I don't think that silencing conspiracy theories off of YouTube or Instagram is actually helping the situation more than sort of feeding into it. And yeah, I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think? I mean, is what
No, I agree that yeah, that like if you believe something that like the official narrative is wrong and then you post online and then it gets taken down, that's just like extra confirmation that
it's like
you
I'm onto
know,
something here.
yeah.
But then it's like I can also see the other side where it's like, well, you're spreading misinformation. You're getting people. Here in America in January we had they called it an insurrection. I reported you, Mike. Your mustache is too much fit the general public. I agree, Papa Sweet. It's your fault, and now Reina likes it. So thank you, Papa Sweet. It's your fault.
It's a
Uh,
great stash, I
Oh,
gotta
well,
say.
thank you. I don't personally think it's that great, but I appreciate that people are liking it. It was actually Papa Sweet's fault that it's on my face. It speaks to me at night. Yes, it does. It comes to you in your dreams. We're connected like that, Papa Sweet. Hold on. I'm like so. Hold on. I want to look up this Princess Diana thing because I know. Um, there is an idea that hold on. the 8 reasons people think. So, is there something new that's coming out? Is there a new theory that's sort of developing?
I don't think so. I remember watching like a long YouTube video about it and being like
Something
basically
fishy.
saying that the queen was the reason why she wasn't killed accidentally. She was like assassinated
Hmm.
or whatnot. And I was like, yep, I'm fully on board.
Well,
Never looked at anything more, but I was like, you know what?
well,
This is my conspiracy theory, I believe.
this is the hill I'm dying on. No, well, and it was because she was planning on leaving, right? Or she was gonna come out with something. I don't know. Do you remember what the details
Oh
were?
man, it's like so long ago now. Yeah, I think she was planning on leaving. But that's pretty much all I know.
Yeah, yeah, she was gonna leave, and that. Well, I mean, none of that would surprise me. I mean, when you look at what's going on with this whole Epstein trial and Prince Andrew, I mean, that whole family just seems to be wackadoodie. So who knows? Who knows?
Totally.
But I don't know. I know I said we weren't gonna go down this path, but now I'm here, and now I'm all excited. As a Canadian, are you following the Epstein thing? I don't know if that's big in your country.
It is big. I haven't followed it since like it all went down a little earlier, but
Mm.
haven't seen too much.
Yeah, they're naming people now. They're naming there's the driver. There's a victim who came out was naming Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew. You know what's funny?
Whoa.
You know what was funny is that I think Trudeau. I keep calling him whatever. I think Trudeau. I think Trudeau was on some
Yeah,
made up
yeah.
list that had like Jay-Z and like all these different celebrities on it, but I think that was a debunked list. But
Oh
I
wow.
mean, Trudeau likes to do what is Trudeau. Trudeau likes to do what does he like to do? He likes to dress up like natives, right? That's his thing. He's like in the
Yeah, like no, he did like full on blackface.
Oh yeah, that's like his jam. He's like if it's not blackface, I'm not into it. Um,
Yeah, like multiple times for sure.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what's going on with that guy. He's just too damn handsome to rule. That's all. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the Princess Diana conspiracy theory, but we were talking about this talking to bookers and having a hard time with them. So I kind of want to go through this with you, just because it's so fucking funny to me. Like I can't handle it. So my friend, he was trying to. I'm not sure if he was trying to book he was trying to book a gig, and he dressed up in full Indian garb that didn't make any sense on a visit to India, I believe. Oh
Oh
well.
yeah, did that too.
Well, you know what? Our president farted in front of, dignitaries. So, hey, here you go.
Wait, I must have missed that. The Canadian news didn't cover that.
Oh, well, the American news didn't cover it either. The
Okay.
American news is going out of their way not to highlight any of our dwindling president's ongoing. So it's fine. We get a he cup a fart? No, he didn't cup the fart. He just apparently it was a long drawn out fart. Who was it? It was the first lady of Germany. Who did Biden fart in front of?
I got it up here. Duchess Camilla Parker Bowles.
Yeah, there you go. Duchess Camilla. He did a long drawn out fart. Someone in the yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like rumors that he's like pooping his pants, and there was like mystery pooper in the White House back a few months ago. Yeah, there was a mystery pooper where there was like piles of poop were being found in different places around the White House, and everybody was like, "What's going on? Why is this happening?" Well, they decided to blame the dog who bites everybody. That's what they decided, and not, of course, the president, because, well, it would be problematic if the current sitting president of the United States was shitting himself, and well, Anyways, Biden is a classic ancient grandpa. Our country's response to electing an insane uncle. Yeah, there you go. Shitting president. The current shitting president. All right, I can't even look at you guys right now. Okay, hold on. Let's read this. So this was my friend trying to attempt to book a band, and this is the whole thing. Uh, so he said, "Hello, I represent a Toledo area local band looking to book your venue. Normal, hi, how you doing? Everything." Response, sir, I read over your set list and it would bore my collage crowd to death. And COLLAGE. I've listened to your videos and I can tell you're a good band, but it's not what we're looking for. Thanks for the inquiry. So after being rejected,
Brutal.
he says, what's a collage crowd? Like a bunch of pictures put together?
Oh, you actually said that?
Yes, it's right here. You can't see it.
Oh,
You can't see it. I wish I could show you guys actually.
oh, so funny.
Oh yeah. It gets crazy. It gets much insane. So dude responds, "Wow!" Exclamation point. It means kids aged 21 to 25. Your set list is not what they want to see. I'm sorry, we're looking for upbeat bands that deliver music they know. High energy bands that brings a show. Like I said, I'm sure you're a good band, but you're not what we're looking for. Which in normal days, if in normal times, that's where it would end, right? But not now. We're just running
The
through
world
our
has changed.
Yes, the world has changed. This is a different environment. We're just running through our least favorite Thanksgiving guest as present.
That's great.
Papa Sweet. You're absolutely right. That is exactly what we're doing. Okay. So he says, okay. So he said, it'd be hard to entertain collage kids. And he capitalized collage. Okay, so it'd be hard to entertain collage kids if they were all bored to death anyways. And which I didn't get that one, but whatever. Well, from them, if I had people asking me about you, then maybe I'd consider booking you, but I've not once had anyone ask for you at the venue. I'm sorry, but your set list is not good. You're playing you think is good. Okay. You are playing you think is good. I don't know what that even means. Not what a dance floor wants. My best friend played with Masfina, one of the best bands in Toledo. I know the Toledo scene. He spelled scene wrong. It's not what we're looking for out here. Sorry. Like I said before, I have no more interest in playing at the venue. Please quit messaging me. That's what he said.
That's wild.
It's ridiculous. And Masfina hasn't played since 2015, which is true. But they were on top because they knew what the crowd wanted. Sorry, but your set list is shit. Glad you're popular in Toledo. I'd have to see packed dance floors with what you're playing. Sorry, I've been in the business for over 30 years. I know what fills dance floors. He said, so band leader says, you're the best around. Nothing's going to ever keep you down. You're the best. All right. Nothing's ever going to keep. Oh my God. Okay. We're almost done, everybody. I promise. This is just, okay. Now I'm done. I'm shooting you straight, but you're being a bitch on Facebook. Really. I've been in the music business long before you. Sorry, you're not getting a booking. Collage. He just answers collage. That's how he responds. LMAO. Okay, I'm done being nice. Your set list sucks. You're playing music you think is good. We're looking for music that fills a dance floor. You set list sucks. Nowhere near what fills a dance floor. I've had 5 people message me tonight laughing at you on Facebook. Plain and simply, no. Dude, I've been fucking with you since you spelled collage wrong. It's been very entertaining for all of us. Thanks for being here. Here is a collage of your interaction. Have a good life. And then he made a collage and then he put it on Facebook. So there it is, everybody. It's on Facebook. This is actually Jason.
Oh,
If you guys know Jason, which you don't know Jason, but these guys kind of know Jason. Jason from JT and the Conspiracy, who plays with me every once in a while. So I just wanted to read that through
wow.
because I just thought that,
That's
yeah,
that's wild. I've never had an interaction like that. It's usually just been like somebody ghosting the other person. Maybe in Canada we're just too nice. We just
yeah,
like
yeah.
we keep those things to ourselves and just like ghost each other. But I kind of want to have an experience like that just for the laughs.
Just for the TikTok
Yeah,
video.
exactly.
Honestly, I love that kind of stuff, and that's kind of what I like about TikTok is now that you can kind of put these stories and make them into an action thing. You know, you could sort of like instead of doing that, he could like, instead of putting a collage together and putting it on Facebook, he could just be sitting there reading it out loud, pointing and stuff. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's the booking stuff. The I've never had that problem. Have you ever gotten done playing a gig and the guy is trying to settle with you or the person is trying to settle with you and it's not what you agreed on? Like the cash isn't what you agreed on?
Uh, for the most part, yeah. There's been some kind of like, hey, I think that there was more people here than what you said were here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, especially like nowadays, I try to do like set up some kind of ticketing event in advance of most of the shows I play. In the earlier days and before the pandemic, I did a lot of like at the door kind of thing where definitely times where I felt like, okay, like you're handing me money, but like I know for a fact that there was like way more people here than that. And they're like, oh no, that's all, that's all it was. So I think I kind of aided a little bit in like the early times, and it's easy to get taken advantage of before you kind of know
Yeah.
your worth. But thankfully in the last like maybe year before the pandemic and since things have opened up a little bit, it's been a little better.
Yeah. So, have you just been a working? Are you a full time musician or do you maintain a day job?
At the moment, yeah, I've worked about a thousand different side gigs from time to time when
Mhm.
things are slower. It's like, it's definitely a bit of a roller coaster that
Of
way. But
course.
at the moment, yeah, which has been really great.
Sweet. And then before the pandemic, I mean, I know the pandemic threw a wrench in a lot of people's programs, but before the pandemic, were you full time musician as well?
For about a year I was, but like, yeah, working pretty consistently part-time on the
Hmm.
side, but like, every weekend gigging, playing like everything from playing at like breweries for 3 hours doing covers to like doing my own original stuff, and then doing some kind of freelance work as well, like as a guitar player and things like that too.
Yeah, yeah. Are you the one doing all the like guitar work on the albums?
Yeah, for the most part.
Hmm.
So there's a couple songs where my friend Taylor, who produced the record, added a couple parts here and there. That was like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'm like, that's amazing. But for the most part, I do all the guitar. About half of the bass I did on the album, depending on who I was working with at the time, and then just the harmonica and the vocals as well.
Sweet. I'm not sure who exactly was playing guitar, but I hear some tasty little licks going on, like some country licks and stuff. Is that your friend or is that you?
No, that's more so me, but definitely a little bit of Taylor too. We both have kind of similar styles, but I really like that country lead work too.
Yeah, man, I love it too. It's just oh man,
Thank
chicken
you.
picking is just cool. I love chicken picking. I know you weren't chicken picking, but like just that country style of like that's more bluegrass, I guess, like chicken picking or like crazy those
Yeah,
those crazy as like
so cool. I love
I
that too.
love it
Yeah.
too, man. I love it so much. Like that it's probably one of my I was doing it during the pandemic. I was doing these like just lick videos where it was just like 20 seconds of like a hot ass lick and then have the tab and then slow down the lick and that was it. And the best one was always the outlaw country, always the country ones. Always like the double what do you call them? Double Jesus, I can't remember anything.
Like the
Anyways,
double stops and
double
stuff, or
stops. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Sweet.
Thank you. I'm glad that
Right on.
I'm glad you saved me on that one.
So you were posting those earlier?
Yeah,
Like
in the
you were
pandemic
creating the
and they were doing really well.
Oh, I gotta check those out. Those sound awesome.
Yeah, they're just like super quick. So like if you just wanted a quick lick, well, you just you know what? Now I'm gonna pull one up because you got me all
Yeah, let's
hyped.
see it.
You got me all hyped up now. Hold on. This is ridiculous. Let me see. It should be just right here. Here it is. Like, here's the tutorial. Boink. There you are. So like something like this, and it was like so like crappily shot too.
Oh, it's awesome.
And
Yeah.
it's just. And then, so these are usually the ones that do pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, I know what I'm gonna be binging later. This is totally up my alley.
What's the one? What's the one? The one that mostly does good is. Oh, you son of a bitch. Sorry, now I just feel like it's show and tell. Oh my god. Some of those are sloppy as shit. Okay, that is enough, Mike. That's enough. I have to stop myself, or else I'll just be like, huh, let's just watch all of them. No, that's not what we're here
That's what I'm
for.
gonna be doing later. So
Thank you, Rated, for that. Woo. What Bonnie has a question. Papa Sweet, the good guy is always going to be Jason in that story. Sassy Jason, yes indeed. What is your preferred location to play? Backyards, pubs, outdoor concerts, bars, etc. From
that's
Bon
a
Bon.
great question. I think if I'm playing solo, because I do play with a band and I play solo as well. My favorites are like house concerts where there's like maybe like 30 people there. It's in like a living room. It's super intimate. Everyone's got like, just like nice having a drink, chilling out, listening to the music, and really like hearing the stories behind the songs. I do a lot of kind of banter with the audience, and I really like doing that. Otherwise, with the band, definitely my favorite show I've ever played was just last Friday. It was like my album release show. It was like my first proper like club show back since things opened up, and that felt amazing where people can dance and really just get into it. So that I'd say like a nice venue show at the band or a house concert. And backyard concerts kind of fall into that category too. That's also a really nice vibe. But I think the house concerts are something really special.
Yeah, those house concerts are really cool and so intimate. Did you when you were touring and when you go back out on the road, do you have tours booked? You might have said I might have missed it, but do you have a tour booked coming up or?
I have I have a run of shows booked in Ontario, like the province in Canada that I'm from, but nothing too far from home, so it won't be much of a tour. But hoping to get something in the spring, summer, kind of do the little Canada rip. Yeah.
When you're traveling, is it because of music or is it because you're just traveling?
I try to kind of keep it both, like the last couple times. So I was actually, this is quite the gig I had. It was I was a Via Rail artist on board. So Via Rail is like our national train system,
like an Amtrak down here or something.
Exactly like that. And they on the longer haul trips they have like a bar car on the train. So I would actually play live music in the bar and be able to take tips and sell merch. But I was able to travel anywhere in Canada for free essentially. So
that's amazing.
It was really cool. Yeah. And you meet the coolest people and you get your own little room on the train.
Yeah.
So I was doing that a lot. And I would kind of try to make it like a tourcation where I'd go rent a car somewhere and drive around, see the places, play a few shows, and then hop back on the train and get back.
That's wild. That's so cool. Did he play the Rocky Tour? I don't know what the Rocky Tour.
I did go right through the Rockies. Yeah. Like through Alberta and British Columbia and see, it cuts right through the mountains. So it's incredible.
You're just that's how you got me. The Rocky Tour. I don't know that the Canadians call it the Rocky Tour. Bonnie's Canadian.
Oh, well. Cool. Right on. Well, hello to a fellow Canadian.
I always never mind. But that's that's wild. So how did you book that gig? How do you get a gig playing on a train for people? That's so dope.
Yeah, so it was all like this word of mouth thing where I've been friends with just the local scene here in Ontario, and I saw this duo did it. They only take solos and duos for the Via Rail
Mm.
artists on board program. So I saw they did it, and I was like, that's what I want to do. That's so cool. So there's like an application form, and you have to
Uh,
like, it's almost like applying for a job. Like you have to have references, you have to like
oh,
write a bit of an essay kind of thing, and like
wow.
yeah. So
W-
and it's all about like promoting like Canadian culture because there's a lot of tourists. So you have
mhm.
to kind of write about like how your music weaves in with like Canada as a whole, I guess. And then yeah, then it all worked out for me. Thankfully, I heard it can be pretty competitive, but I got lucky. And once you're kind of in the system, you can just book whatever trips you want. So
Wow.
got into the system and it was all good.
Was it good pay?
So kind of because basically they didn't actually pay you for your performance,
Mm.
but you're able to, but with the value of the trips, like it's quite expensive to take the train across
Yeah.
Canada. So it does work out to like, it feels like a lot of value. And then you're able to just take tips and sell your merch and CDs and stuff like that. And I found that people were pretty generous on the train because there's nothing else to spend your money on other
Right.
than, you know, a sandwich or a beer or something. So
Yeah. Play this song for me. Here's $100. I'm drunk.
yeah.
I feel like you're obligated to play Hank Williams while bumming on a train. Is that right? Is that right? You feel that way?
I don't know how to play any Hank Williams off the top of my head, so I'm gonna have to learn it for the next trip.
Oh, you're making Papa Sweet mad. You're making Papa Sweet mad. You should have done that. I forgot what it is. Oh gosh darn it. I was supposed to do.
Hey.
There it is. I didn't do that right at all. Wow. Just all right. Moving on. Uh, the nah, probably more tragically hit. I am offended. You know what, Papa Sweet? This is what you get then. That's right. There it is.
Cancel.
Or we could do this one.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Fuck you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Pfizer. God, everything's running like shit today. I should. I wish I would. I wish I would have restarted this thing. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, no, like I should have restarted my computer once I saw it start glitching. But hey, here we are. We're doing it now. We're in this. We're in this. What the God damn it! I had this question. And now it's fleeting me. It's your storytelling is I really dig how you tell stories and your turn of phrase. Um,
Thank you.
I don't mean this in a negative way at all. But it reminds me somewhat of like Connor Oberst or like Bright Eyes. I don't know. Is that maybe an influence on you?
Huge influence. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool that you picked up on that.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, and of course, I'm not trying to say that you sound like Connor Oberst or anything like that, but I could definitely hear some influence from him. So you're pretty influenced by Bright Eyes and such.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely like a few albums I discovered when I started playing solo that really kind of encouraged me to go out because I was playing in bands mostly as a guitar player. So when I started writing songs that felt a bit more acoustic and solo, it was yeah, definitely like I'm wide awake. It's morning by Bright Eyes was a huge
Mm,
one.
God, so
There's
good.
a band from Canada called the Weaker Thans that was also kind of in that similar vein of like storytelling, really great lyrics.
Mm.
And then yeah, those were pretty much the two I like that year before I started doing solo stuff. I was like listening to those two albums, like those two artists on repeat a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've never heard what are they called? The weaker thens?
The Weaker Thans, yeah.
I want to definitely check out those guys. I love Connor Oberst, man. That was my whole college was just Bright Eyes and like Connor Oberst. He came out with I think it was his first solo album after like it was after Bright Eyes. What is it? Uh
Also appreciate the comments down there. I see someone saying my smile's infectious, so glad I can make you smile.
Yeah, please feel free if you see anything, please. Hey, Nicktronic, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. It's good to see you. So let's see. Connor, his first solo album, it's just incredible. What is it called though? Okay,
Is it Ruminations or is there one before that?
there might be one. I might be talking about the second one. Look, he has releases from 1993. Get out of here. No one cares about your 13-year-old
Okay.
releases when you were 13, Connor Oberst. Get out of here. Actually, I want to see. I would love to actually hear that. Honestly, that dude was just writing.
Yeah, me too. I haven't heard it yet.
I mean, when you see how young he is, have you ever seen any of those old interviews of him like talking and he's just like, I like going to a record. He has like a little boy's voice. He's like, I like going to a record store looking for Arlo Guthrie's albums and shit. It's wild, dude. Like cause he was considered a prodigy, like a folk singing
Right.
prodigy, which is very interesting to think about because when you think about having the turn of phrase that, especially the turn of phrase that he does, like you would expect that out of like a train traveling Hank Williams or a Bob Dylan, like someone who's like lived an entire life,
Right.
and yet this is all coming from a 13. Well, at the time when he was starting to get attention, he was doing this as a 13-year-old. So I don't know. What do you think that is? Do you think that there has to be some kind of life lived, or do you think that you can authentically create just off of being a fan? Because that's what I'm guessing is that he was just creating off being a fan. But I don't know. What's your opinion?
I think it's a bit of both. I think probably the best for most people, the best work comes from like the real lived experience where they're deeply feeling the emotions they're trying to convey. But I think that also like you can, there's a lot of great writers who write things about what they've never experienced, whether it's like in their books or like in like songwriting too. And I think just by being a fan of great songwriters, I think it can really like turn that part of your brain on that might, have not been turned on otherwise. But I think for me, the stuff that I really like and the stuff that like makes the albums and the releases that I put out are all like things that I've lived or inspired by things that I've lived.
Yeah. Yeah, I was listening to American Cash I'm not even sure. Like, is that like a pro-American Cash or anti-American Cash? Not that you're an anti-American guy or anything. I'm not trying to put that in your mouth, but I wasn't sure where you were going with that. Could you kind of give us a little bit more on that? If you
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to talk to an American about it because I don't think I have yet. But basically in 2019, I took 3 trips to the US in like 3 months. And when you're, have you spent much time in Canada at all, or have you taken some road trips up here?
I actually have. I used to go up to Windsor all the time to get wasted and buy pills.
Oh, okay, nice. Before you were 21, maybe.
Yes, when I was 19, we used to go up to Windsor and get kicked out of every bar because we were rowdy American assholes who were just like, we're only here for the alcohol and the and the codeine.
The codeine.
Where's the codeine and alcohol? Which I don't think you guys could. I don't think you guys do the codeine anymore, right? Like they stopped.
No, I never. I think that was like before my time. I never got.
That was before my time. I never got the.
Never got the codeine.
Yo, they used to sell the codeine. It was you could buy it, and it was over the counter Tylenol. We'd go and take like 40 of these stupid things. Our liver would be shot for the next like 4 months, but we'd be like, yeah, we're partying internationally. Idiots.
Oh,
all of us.
Sounds epic. But
please tell us about American Cash.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I took those 3 trips to the States. One was for music. I was playing, or 2 were for music. I was playing at these like conferences that the local organizations would like for music in Canada and in my province, Ontario, would like send us out to different conferences to like showcase our music. And one was just a trip, a road trip I took to Washington, DC, and it was Connecticut, Washington, and New Orleans. And I just find like you might have the same experience when you're in Canada as an American. I find like Canada and America are very similar, and there's sometimes these interesting moments that kind of like you feel like you're just like at home, but then there's these certain moments that you like kind of make you realize that you're an outsider, or like you're further from home than you think you are. So like there's things like looking in your wallet and seeing like a different currency than you're used to seeing, or
Yeah.
like I find like the billboards are a lot taller in the States.
Because everything's bigger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're bigger, like just all these different things.
Yeah,
The text they use on the highway signs, where it's like, and there's that feeling that you get otherwise when you're not traveling, like where like you might have gotten the idea that you're at home or you're comfortable, and then there's that little reminder that like you're a bit more of an outsider than you thought you were. So that's what American Cash was kind of like.
Gotcha.
I wrote down this list of these different things, and I just put it together in a song, really.
Oh, that's awesome. No, there is the first thing I remember noticing is like the cigarettes and how graphic the cigarette packs are. Like how there'll be a pregnant woman on it. Don't you guys have like fetuses and stuff on yours, or is that a different country?
Yeah, no, it's wild. There's no branding. It's just all the boxes are the same, and then there's just a giant picture of something very graphic on it, and that's all you get.
And I don't know if you know this at all, but is there a nasty teeth and scary looking cancer, guys? Yeah. Did that work at all in deterring people from buying cigarettes? Have you ever? I don't know if you pay attention to that. I'm not a smoker, but
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not much of a smoker myself, so I don't really know. I mean, I don't know a ton of people who smoke, so maybe it worked. But I mean,
maybe he's like, I don't know anybody, so there it is. It worked. You could buy covers for the packs. You can buy covers so you don't have to be reminded of your own mortality. That's ridiculous. I love it so much. Canadians, I love you guys. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, well, thank you.
That's so funny. To request not to have the teeth packs. That's
yeah. Yeah. Hey,
what's the better alternative?
Yeah. Can I have the fetus? The fetus. No, not the teeth. The fetus. The fetus. The fetus. Not that one. The fetus. Yeah. It's either way. All we have here in America is a politely worded warning. It's like, this may cause cancer. Yeah. And it's really tiny. Like, we don't care here. We're just like, all we want is preservatives. We want all the carcinogens. We want the stuff to be on the shelf for like 3 years without it growing mold. We just want it here. We want it now. We want it in our veins, baby. We're America with our big billboards and tall, erect buildings. Erectile dysfunction for the ladies was never a problem. What? I used to work in a small town store, and people would request to not have the teeth packs. Yeah, I love that. That is so wild to me that people will just like buy covers. Oh, thank you for putting those sunglasses on Ric Flair, Nicktronic. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Thunderdome. So you. This is the closest you'll get to a fetus. Okay, thank you. Well, I don't really want the fetus. I don't smoke cigarettes. So you said you don't really smoke. So was there a time that you did smoke?
No, but I just like, the odd time here and there.
Yeah,
social smoker from time to time.
But
not really.
When you're drinking, like when you're having a drink at the bar and like people are smoking, sometimes it looks nice, but oh man, I never ever enjoyed waking up the next day after a hard night of drinking and smoking cigarettes. It's just like my mixer was an ashtray, right? Like it was just
yeah.
Yeah.
The ashtray mouth. No, yeah, it's never a good reminder, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Of the night before.
I would argue that erectile dysfunction has always been a mutual issue. We're all trying to come. Yes, we are, Papa Sweet. I agree with that. We're all just trying to get there. America, fuck you, pay me, then die. Yeah, well, here we go.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Fuck you. Pay me.
Oh, you finally worked, you bastard. Thank you, Pfizer, for bringing us this wonderful program. Our politicians, our news, our commercials, our vaccines and medicine. Thank you so much for being there. Yeah, I would agree with you, Papa Sweet, but I'm guessing that erectile dysfunction is more or less going to be our problem because I mean, ladies they can handle it, right? We're the ones who are just sitting here looking. The worst is like when you get too drunk. I don't know. John, if you've experienced this, but there's this thing we call whiskey dick here in the States,
Oh
where
yeah,
it's
it runs rampant here in Canada too.
it's international. It's an international problem. Pfizer works when it wants to work. Again, Pfizer actually has provided medications that worked and has saved people's lives and the opiate crisis. But you know, whatever. We're doing things. We're living our life. I thought erectiles were only allowed in the zoos. Yeah. The doing is often more important than the outcome. Yeah, I suppose you're right, but in the end, we all just want that sweet release, right? That's what we're all working for here. What what made you want to like break off and do solo work? You were working as a guitarist, as a backup or a rhythm where you lead. Where did you fall in the guitarist realm as a gigging musician?
Yeah, so this was like early days, just playing guitar in like a bunch of different bands from high school and a little bit after that, and just like wanting to be like not just a guitar player, because like guitar players are awesome. Just wanted to be the guitar player, the guy who like played the leads and soloed and stuff like that, and worked really hard at playing guitar. And then somewhere along that line, I started like writing songs and having other people in the band sing the songs, and I figured out that I liked songwriting way more than I liked playing guitar. So it kind of just naturally started falling from me writing songs. And then I moved away and started going to like open mics in a town called London, Ontario. And slowly started building up my repertoire of songs and realizing that like I could probably do this. Listening to those artists that I mentioned before, where kind of the music I was writing started to make sense as acoustic. So decided that it was a lot easier as well to just get out and play gigs as a solo artist than relying on rehearsal time and the back and forth of all that stuff.
Dude, relying on other people sucks.
When it all comes together, it's the most amazing thing ever.
Yes.
But yeah.
But it's like you literally you are relying on other people and like and hopefully your band's not more than like 5 people, God fucking forbid, because like then it's over. But Jesus, like just the late people making mistakes, people too drunk, people on time, like just their lives fall apart, and so that'll follow, that ruins your band because their life fell apart, and it's just like, oh God, it's monotony. There's this movement right now. I'm seeing it on TikTok actually, where they're just talking about how touring bands, like that's just the most, it's over, like unless you have a budget behind you, unless you have money behind you, unless you have that following that can support that. New bands, it's just it's ridiculous to even try at this point, which again I would never tell anybody not to try, but but you would have to be very honest with what is in store. And right now, as a touring band, I don't see it being all that profitable, or I mean, because you can go out and pay to play, like if you want to pay for a fun music vacation, that's fine. Yeah. But if you're planning on going out, making money or even breaking even, I don't know how feasible that is right now. Would you agree with that? Would you agree with the TikTok sentiment that touring with bands is not a viable option these days?
Yes and no. I think I've seen that go around as well. Like that original video, I think it's like saying it's no longer a viable model to have
Right.
like a band. Yeah, so I think we're talking about the same thing here.
Yeah.
I think that I agree with you. I would never encourage someone to not try
Right.
and do it because, at the very least, it's like it's just an awesome thing to do. To be in a band and to play music is like the best. But I think that bands and artists like ourselves too are gonna like need to get more creative and not just see it as like go to city, play a show, um, and hope to sell some t-shirts and hope to make a bit of money from the ticket sales. Like I think that there's gonna have to be new options and new ways to monetize, whether it's like having some kind of event earlier in the day that you can have some of your biggest supporters out to, like a VIP type of thing, or if you're not at that level, like something where you can kind of make use of the time better, and maybe it's actually playing like less shows but higher like quality, like spending the time in those cities with a higher quality thing, or like collaborating with other content creators in the cities that you're traveling to.
Yeah.
And yeah, just trying to get more creative with how you can monetize, I think, is going to be the next big question. But
Yeah, where do you see that heading then? I mean, when you're looking down this road, is what you just described. What is your plan? What's your plans on sort of navigating through this?
yeah, I mean, like nothing really like in stone in terms of something super creative, but I just know like things like I hosted a lot of, or I was able to play a lot of like backyard and house concerts and things like that. So I think I'm going to be integrating more of that because those typically pay a lot better in my experience because people are generous and they'll bring their friends out who, might not be the typical type to go to a venue. So this might be their only show that they've seen in a little while. And they'll usually put you up for the night as well. So like maybe like for bands to be prepared to play an acoustic set and the night before their other show, like find a super fan who can put everything together and play a private show. Um, yeah, but otherwise, I mean, I think it's totally up to like how the band and how the artist can kind of put it together with their whole brand and their whole story to
Yeah.
see if there's something else. Maybe it's like collaborating with like a beer brand to sell like a special kind of beer for a day if they're like that kind of band, or I don't know.
Well,
But
I mean,
they'll have to
like,
get a little more creative and
well,
lots to
no,
think about.
I mean, you even said it, I think yourself is one of those things is like creating with other content creators. I mean, in the TikTok world, it's very common for them to do the TikTok tours, going from city to city, renting mansions, and they all sort of are in each other's videos, doing little dance videos, and that's like a whole thing. So I think that's actually a brilliant idea that you just sort of threw out there, is sort of collaborating with other, like even if it's on TikTok. And again, if you're a fucking content creator or a musician and you're not on TikTok, where the fuck are you, son? You're way behind. You're very, very far behind. Um, I about had a heart attack the first time it happened. I had just gotten divorced and I didn't realize that a serious breakup could cause temporary intimacy issues. So I was scared. I went to a doctor who basically threw up their hands. Sorry, I know this is off cop. That's okay. Pump and sweet. I've done that. I have talked myself out of a boner with my wife. So I get it. I get it, bro. You could be in your own head way too hard. It happens to the best of us. TikTok, never. Thank you. Listen, moving Dutchman, okay? You don't have to be on TikTok. You can just stay here on Twitch playing LDS. Nope, that's not it. LOR, lore. You can just sit here and play LOR. But if you are a content creator and or a musician or someone or model, dancer, whatever, okay, my bad. My bad. Lotro? Is that what you call it? Lotro? Whatever. I'm fucking nerd. I'm fucking with you. I love you, moving Mexican man. Anyways, yeah, Lord of the Rings Online. I get it, moving Dutchman. I get it. I was trying to think of how you say it. Lord of Rings. So I said lore, but that's just not how it goes. Anyways, yeah, no, that I think that's a great suggestion, is that kind of thing. Another one, which might be obvious because I'm here on this platform, but Twitch, the one thing that me and my wife saw, because me and my wife, we do One Ring Sorry. Yeah, you know what? You keep your ring, all right? You keep your ring. I should have just pictured the glorious, handsome face of our wonderful guest today, and I have been sprung like Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah, I mean, he is
Oh,
a
great.
handsome gentleman here. We got a handsome guy on our stream today.
Burn this into your brain.
There it
You're
is.
right.
Yeah, and then go listen to Traveler out now. Go and listen to it. Go click on the links right now and get some of this hot stuff in your player.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn it. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Of course I did.
Oh, you're talking about you and your wife.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
There's some kind of creative.
Thank you, John. Thank you for guiding the show along. Yeah. So one thing that I noticed, well, we noticed, right? One of the biggest things that we notice about being on Twitch, because my wife is a singer-songwriter, and we write together and we perform together. But when the pandemic hit, like yourself, we lost our gigs. We kind of knew about Twitch. We dived in, and now here we are. One thing that we've noticed is that her organic growth through Spotify and through all of her other platforms has gone completely just amazing without any paying for ads or playlists or anything. Her songs are doing really well. Her reach is really well. I mean, she's just killing it on this platform. She's doing much better than me, is what I'm saying. So, I mean, like, just for people who are out there looking for alternatives to reach people, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be out on the road. You can do it from your home. You can do it like Twitch or on TikTok, which you do really cool stuff on TikTok. We should actually pull that up because I really dig your videos, and they're good quality, and how long do you put into your TikTok videos? Yeah. Like, how much time do you devote to...
There once was a man who'd had no sleep.
Sorry, guys.
Methamphetamine.
Jeez Louise.
It totally depends on the video. Like, TikTok is still, after like a year of doing it consistently, it's still really difficult to figure out. Like,
yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
What's going to hit and what's not. So, like, sometimes I'll make you've probably seen them if you've looked at my profile. Like, I'll make like a video of just the camera on my face and like a little, text bubble about the song, and like that'll do really well. And sometimes I'll put like an hour or a couple hours into a video and it won't do very well. So I'd say like I try to schedule like a day or two every week, or like maybe a 3-hour chunk every, twice a week or something like that, where I'll just make as many ideas. I'll keep like a list of ideas and just make as many of them as I can, and kind of in one batch, and then disperse them throughout the week.
That's smart. That's smart. Yeah. And if you want to take it a step further, is create all your content and then get the does TikTok have like an auto post yet? Do they have like a thing where you can scheduled post? I meant. Is there a way to?
They only have it on the desktop version, and the annoying thing as a music creator is that you can't you can tag it with a sound at the bottom. So like I like to do that, even if it, like my song isn't actually in the video. I'll put like the sound is my song and put the volume all the way down, but you can't mess with that on the desktop version, but you can schedule them there.
Okay, dope. Yeah, so just for anybody who's listening, that because social media is so important to as a musician, but if you're finding trouble with your schedule, and if you're having trouble finding time to do things, sometimes some of the best things to do is just find a day, block out, like John said, 3 hours, hit it hard, and then you can schedule your release, or like John does, release them as you go throughout the week, and it's just one less thing off your plate. You're not just sitting there. And I really love the idea that you just sort of have a running list. I do that too. I have like 20 lists in my phone where it's just like, here's for the stream, here's for Famera, here's for, the whatever, here's for the intro, for the audio. It's just all these different lists. Here's for TikTok. And I just, the other day, I just got a whole idea of that is going to give me hours of TikToks. It's why I work for myself. And I'm just going to tell stories about why I don't work for other people and how terrible of an employee I am.
That's great. People love that. People love like the real authentic, earnest stories about like that got you to where you are today. So that's awesome. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, me too. I gotta actually do it. But let's check out some of John's stuff. I know you gotta leave here shortly, so we'll check this out kind of quick. Make sure you guys go. I'm not even following. How dare I talk so much crap? Oh, sorry everyone. Sorry everyone. Oh, so there you are. You're going. Nice.
Last year, before I started posting on TikTok.
So this was before TikTok.
After a year of building an amazing community, thank you for listening. Last year.
So this is direct turnover from your. Sorry, moving judgment. So that is direct turnover from TikTok. Is that what you've noticed, that this jump, because that's an incredible amount?
Before I started posting on TikTok.
Yeah, it's huge. I think that TikTok played a very massive role in that. There was like, I did release a lot more music this year than I did the previous year, and I got on like a couple cool playlists and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But I'd say that you can see on my like Spotify for artists, like when I got my first viral video on TikTok, and it just kind of stayed up I'm at for the rest of the year. So it was very cool. Yeah, very cool to see the growth from that.
So there it is, you guys. Just you know, a great success story is of John, you know, working a new platform and working it to his advantage. When you got on Instagram and tried doing your music, I mean, did you have any kind of success on Instagram promoting music, or what was your experience?
No, Instagram had always been, up until recently, and basically because of TikTok as well, I saw growth there too. But for a long time, it was just like a very cool collection of people that I had met in person at shows, at music conferences, at school, at whatever, and at work and stuff like that. So it was all people who knew who I was, and then me sharing my music with them, or like my story with them. So it's totally different than TikTok, which always sends it out to completely random people.
Yeah. I mean, it just TikTok is where it's at. Mighty, thank you so much for gifting Scon a sub. Let me get you in there. Mata. Yeah. All right. John, I know you gotta go here. Do you feel like, I know you're a little sick, a little under the weather. How's your throat doing? Do you want to do a song, or do you gotta go? How are you feeling?
Let's do a song. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll play a more low key song. I was mentioning I am
sweet.
Kind of coming off of a bit of a cold, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna play, but I'm gonna play a song. It's one of the more quiet ones from the album, but just want to say, I know I won't take off right after the song, but I want to say again, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been great. It's been nice to meet everyone down in the comments section too.
Yeah, the chat is here. The chat is here. All right, here, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and yeah. Oh, what
sounds good. Well, if you like what you're hearing and what you've been seeing here, my name is John Muirhead, and you can find me on all the streaming platforms, on TikTok, and on just about everywhere else that you can find music on the internet too. So I'm gonna play a song called North Star. It's a love song. It's from my new album Traveler. Star, a light in the darkness, I'm lost, but we still haven't lost this. There's billions of people, billions of years, yet somehow I managed to meet you right here. Yeah, somehow I managed to meet you. So wherever I go, wherever you are, I'll be the night sky. You'll be the North Star wherever I go, wherever you are. Your light guides me home in the dark. Late nights out at the carnival, bright lights, billions of particles, all aligned just for this happenstance kiss. Seems our worlds were created for this love to exist. Yeah, our worlds were created for this. So wherever I go, wherever you are, I'll be the night sky if you'll be the North Star. Wherever I go, wherever you are, your light guides me home in the dark. I've been distracted by these sunsets and satellites, in pale incandescent light. There's a darkness I used to hide. Without your direction, it's all done in vain. A sky without stars, it just ain't the same. Without your direction, it's all done in vain. 'Cause the sky without stars ain't the same. So wherever I go, wherever you are, I'll be the night sky, you'll be the North Star. Wherever I go, wherever you are, your light guides me in the dark. Your light guides me home in the dark. Your light guides me home in the dark. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, there he is. John
Okay,
Muirhead,
that was awesome.
everybody. John, thank you so much for that lovely, lovely performance. And that song is off the new album, which is available now, everyone. So please, in the show notes, and if you're listening on the podcast feed, it's in the links in the show notes. So please go down there, click around, get yourself some John Muirhead and not Muirland, because before we started, I had John's Mighty. Thank you so much for those biddies. Thank you guys all for those emotes and for cheering on John and such. John, thank you so much for coming on the show and hanging out. Papa Sweet, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Is there any parting words before you have to jump off and get into your next mode of being a small business owner? Do you have anything you want to impart on us before you take off?
Just wanted to say once again, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been great. Yeah, if you like the album Traveler and you want to give it a listen on all streaming platforms or support it on Bandcamp or wherever you like to purchase music nowadays too, feel free. And I love if you listened and you like what you heard, say hi. I like to respond to everything that I can. So yeah, thank you so much for listening and hanging out.
No worries. John, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day. I'll be in touch with you soon, sir, about the audio release and such.
Awesome. Sounds great.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. Take it easy. Have a great day.
Later.
Cheers, everybody.
All right. So now we have a fucking hype train. So let's do that. Oh, look at this. There's this now. Okay, hold on. We got hype. Nope. Hype. There it is. Oh, and what is this? Get out of here. What is that? There, get out of here. All right, we got a hype train, everybody. You know what that means? We're gonna get hype. And then we'll look at some pictures. Oh, I never turned that back on. All right, here we go, guys. We're hype. So damn hype. Oh my God, it's loud. All right, here we go. It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Yes, tacos. No need to ask why. Just open your mouth, then close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos from out in the streets. I can't do country version. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, yum, yummity yum. It's like a dream. Yum, yum, yummity yum. More sour cream. It's raining tacos. Ooh, tacos. Ooh, tacos. Ooh. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos. Out in the streets, yes, tacos. All you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Oh, oh. Thank you for the hype train, everybody. The hype train is still going. So how about this? We got some time to kill. So we're just gonna have some fun. Mighty, thank you so much for gift subbing. That's to behind that suit. What'd you